The filtration systems in the car. They have a significant impact on the long-lasting and safe use of the vehicle. They protect the engine from the contaminants present in the air and the fuel. They store combustion byproducts accumulated in the engine oil. They also ensure the good air quality in the passenger compartment. Today, we're going to see how the car filters are produced. For this purpose, we visited the Hengst manufacturing plant in Rawicz. Hengst Filter Polska is a manufacturer of filters for passenger cars and trucks. Our product portfolio includes over 700 different articles that are delivered as original equipment to car manufacturers and to the aftermarket, i.e. car services and independent garages. Let's take a look at the production process. We'll start with the pleating section. This is where we prepare the key element, the filter media. This production line is currently producing an air filter element that protects the engine from the contaminants that could get into it with the air used to ignite the fuel mixture. The raw material used for the production of filter inserts is cellulose paper impregnated with resin, which ensures the filter's non-flammability and resistance to moisture. The paper roll is taken from the warehouse and transferred to production. At the beginning of the assembly line, the raw material is rolled out. By preheating, the paper obtains the proper plasticity and can be embossed. These embossings guarantee uniform distribution of the pleats, as well as the appropriate size of pockets. Pleating is a significant process that results in an increase of the filtering surface. Afterwards, with the use of a knife, the perforation is made. This is how the selected shapes can be obtained. The filter doesn't have to be rectangular. It can, for example, have a trapezoidal shape. Therefore, in this case, two knives move alternately at an angle. The heads apply a polyamide glue that seals the inserts at the edges. The glue stripes will also keep the pleats stable during the filtration process. Further, the heat treatment is carried out in the furnace, which prevents the media deformation. Finally, the appropriate length of the insert is cut off. On the next production line, air filter inserts for trucks are assembled. After folding the media, the strengthening steel core is placed inside. Now, let's see how cabin filter elements used in the air conditioning systems are made. Instead of cellulose, a polyester-based synthetic material is used for production. After the raw material has been rolled out and the embossings have been made, the pleats are raised. Polyester is an elastic material. It's necessary to use heat treatment to prevent the pleats from unfolding. Thermal stress release reinforces their shape. Afterwards, molding takes place and sealing tapes are glued to the sides. To improve the quality of filtration, the active carbon filtering material can be used. The porous structure of carbon retains not only contaminants, but also harmful gases and odors. Here, the pleating process is carried out by using two knives. The polyester material is used for sealing on the sides. The pleating section also prepares filter media for fuel and oil inserts. In case of fuel filters, a double coat raw material is used, with an additional layer for water separation. The insert is merged with a tape that is ultrasonically welded. Let's go back to the air filters. The filter elements are transferred to the appropriate assembly lines. This one has got 30 workstations, which means that it can produce 30 different types of filters at the same time. The robot doses the release agent into the upper mold where the filter elements are placed. The polyurethane is distributed into the lower form. Then the upper part rotates and the filter insert is placed in the polyurethane mould. Cross-linking of the material takes about 5 minutes. Next, the tools are removed from the mould and the filters are transferred to the packaging line. This is where product information is printed. In the selected models, pre-filters are attached, which constitute an additional filtering layer. Air filters for trucks are assembled on the next production line. We start with the preparation of the aluminium moulds. Firstly, a release agent is applied to prevent the seals from sticking. Then the mould is heated up. Plasma treatment removes all kinds of contamination from the reinforcement rings. The rings are placed in the mould, into which the polyurethane is dosed. Now, the filter insert is placed in the mould filled with polyurethane. On the carousel line, the insert is pressed from the top. Cross-linking of the material is carried out until the liquid polyurethane turns into a finished seal. Afterwards, the insert is turned upside down and placed back into the mould. This way, it is also connected to the seal on the other side. The filter prepared this way is then stabilized with tapes. They ensure the appropriate distance between the pleats, which will be important in the filtration process. In this production line, fuel and oil filter inserts are assembled. Plastic caps are introduced into the moulds, and the filter elements are placed in the upper handles. After the material is plasticized, the inserts are connected to the cap. On the next station, caps of a different design are placed and the filter is also sealed on the other side. The finished products go to the high bay warehouse, and from there they will be dispatched to the customers. Each month, around 500,000 filters are manufactured at the Hengst factory in Rawicz.